Hi.
Hello from the other side.
I must have something. How does it go?
I must have called.
Cried 1,000 times. Both. I called and
whatever
cried.
it is, Danielle.
I called my senators 1,000 times.
I
cried 1,000 times.
I'm not sorry. Okay, Danielle. So we are recording this. It is 11:32 LA time on Friday morning. We are calling with deep and utter anticipation of being released from the tyranny we have been under and the 4-year cloud of darkness that has settled upon our country.
I've been on the verge of tears for 5 days. Like just the anxiety and the elation and the emotions. And I've
been in like 12 food comas. At points, I was grabbing food like an octopus where I was looking straight ahead, but my arms were grabbing food and stuffing it in my mouth.
I've been eating so many feelings and they go down real smooth, I gotta say.
Real smooth. And I'm eating them when I'm up. I'm eating them when I'm down. I ate a whole tin of 12 Rice Krispie treats. Then I treated myself to 12 cookie dough balls. Not the kind that people are like, oh, these are the safe ones.
Oh, you mean the ones that are not cooked?
The salmonella inducing ones. Danielle. Okay. All I can say is I hope when you hear this, we have a new president and our first female vice president.
And a woman of color too.
And a wonderful woman. I wish to God my mom could see this.
And I'm so thrilled that my daughter is involved and excited, and she's been like watching it with us, you know, though she doesn't quite understand everything. Like when the first day of the election, when Trump was still kind of like winning Michigan, and her old nanny had just moved to Michigan. And so she was like, does that mean that he's gonna be in charge of Ava? Like, she was so upset. I was like, no, it's not how it
Ava's
works.
Free. Ava's quite free.
In fact,
and look, I want to just send out, you know, and we've gotten some mail like, please just do entertainment. You don't need to do politics. And I know that's not from the overwhelming majority of you. And to you, I say, yeah, I'm not sorry about that.
It felt like
because everyone, as we've said, has had to use their individual sphere, whether your sphere is taking a walk with another gal about town. Like, I'm just so happy. And I will say, you won't hear another fucking peep about politics from us for a long, long time. We're going to just bask and enjoy this. And yeah, it's a real fucking bummer that slightly less than half of the country has voted for racism and oppression. But today I am going to celebrate.
And I also want to say
thank you to our listeners.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, every time we put out the call for whether donations help, a few times I was doing a text bank and I was like, hey, anybody want to text bank with me for Miami or for Pennsylvania? And people were signing up like crazy.
Yes.
And you
are a fucking compassionate bunch.
And I just want to say thank you. Thank you everyone who did more this time and went beyond. And I know everyone is busy and tired and this is a pandemic, but so many of you heeded the call. I'm so grateful for everyone.
Me too. For everything everyone has done, because every single thing has made a difference. And I'm thinking back 2 years ago, Danielle, when, you know, the immigration, what happened with that and the kids and how much money you guys gave. Like, it's been so unacceptable what's been going on. And I know we are a podcast about the housewives and we will go back to being so, but I do want to say thank you. I feel and look, here we go again, but an energetic connection to you all. I really, really do. And from the bottom of my heart, I believe you all contributed to this. I really do.
Also remember 4 years ago, when the day after, this national nightmare started, we turned to you guys. We went on and talked on our podcast, and we got so many people who I felt like we were all together in this, and we all knew the fight. The fight started for so many beforehand, but I think it really kicked into gear for so many of us that didn't realize and were ignorant. And you guys have been on this journey with us, this awakening and this involvement. And I just want to thank you for letting me land in your beautiful arms.
Absolutely. In your loving arms. And I just hope everybody celebrates because this was hard fought and hard earned. And I think a lot of us, like, life is so crazy and busy. We don't stop to just simply celebrate. And that's why, Danielle, I have a go bag next to me that
showed me. And now many go bags would have, flint for fire and water and provisions to make potable water and things of that nature, or just, something to protect yourself, or one of those blankets.
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
What I have, Danielle, that I've been carrying around with me since Tuesday night is a JanSport backpack. And in it is a drum, my son's drum, a tambourine, 7 paper cups left over from Halloween, and a Magnum. And I've got that bag with me. David's like, you're taking it to the bathroom. Like, that bag is all I have in the absolute minute this is called. I have plans to run out onto Los Feliz Boulevard and Hillhurst, and we are going to beat that fucking drum. June is bringing a sound system, and she said we're going to play music like it's a bar mitzvah. Happy birthday to you.
We are family.
Celebrate good times. Come on. And
this is a bar mitzvah for this country, is what I have to say.
Absolutely. Finally, Danielle.
Thank you. Baruch.
Thank you.
Out of hell, yes.
Danielle.
I just hope this is also a great 40th birthday present for you, Casey. And I do want to say that this is a real thought I had. It's almost as embarrassing as my Kate Moss thing, but
oh boy. Go ahead. I mean, you know what? What's that? Today we have to let it all go.
When you went away for your birthday and I could not join.
Yeah, go on.
I did have truly had this thought, which was like, I wonder if they're going to have fun without me. Like, could they possibly? I feel bad for them.
Okay. I'm going to be honest.
I don't know.
I don't think we had the same amount of fun we would have had. That's for damn sure. That's sure, Danielle.
I literally thought, though, I was like, I almost feel like, I feel bad that I've ruined Casey's birthday by not being there.
100%. We didn't have the same texture of fun and the same quality. Matt and June and Laura and Kulap did put on brown wigs with bangs and do the WAP dance. Yeah, and I wore a Gucci bathing suit and a turban the way God intended. But Danielle, when I tell you were sorely missed. Sorry again. And you really brought the mood down, but that's okay.
But it did. Yes, but it did truly.
You're right.
It did truly occur to me.
Again, it was one of the greatest weekends of my life, but it was not the same. Let me fucking tell you that. It wasn't the same without our next guest. Without many, many friends, family members. Well, and I want to say before you say this, Danielle, what goes up must come down. And we have, of course, some the greatest news that's ever happened to me in my lifetime has occurred possibly today.
Yes. Mine too.
And yet there was some equally disturbing, sad news.
This happened on election day. So obviously it was like I was going through so many emotions that day. And then to have this pop into my feed, like I screamed.
Me too. It was like emotions on top of emotions. And let's not forget that this man was in my home for a fundraiser for Katie Hill.
So he's on, the right side of history in terms of he's been doing this man work.
Who probably won't see another presidential election.
If he sees even in 2 years, if he even sees the Georgia runoff, it'll be a shock.
This is the passing, of course, of Erica Jane and Mr. Girardi's marriage.
Tom Girardi's marriage.
It is about Tom now, or it's not about Tom.
It is. Different Tom, but even deeply felt. Even more deeply
Both
felt.
Disasters of ending. I mean, can you believe it, Danielle? It was a shock.
I mean, I saw this coming in that he did not attend the Chicago premiere.
He did not read her book.
These are two huge
events that I feel like we kind of skated over in the melee of like, we're proud of her. He didn't attend the show. Now, granted, it was like pandemic. He was going to come to the last one. You know what? My husband would be fucking planted. I would glue him to the seat. He would see 37 performances.
Oh, yeah.
At the
my
very
husband
least.
would be there. And all the dresses.
Now, again, has my husband listened to our podcast one time? No. So maybe I got my own Mr. Girardi on my hands, okay? But I'll tell you, it felt like they released the news to kind of bury it. And
oh, for sure. But it had the opposite effect because we were all on Twitter and Instagram. We were all online on Tuesday. So, because I'm usually not that much online, it would have been a little more buried if they had done it probably a week beforehand. But we were all at our computers or on our,
we sure
devices.
were. And someone else was on social at that time, Danielle. And I hope he's okay with me sharing this because he's a new friend. And by friend, I mean, I've never met him, never had any contact with him, but I've loved him so much from afar that I think the universe put us together when this happened to kind of be together and commiserate and really like touch down with each other. And that is my personal touchstone, both fashion, comedically, and just kind of as pals, Brad Goreski. Again, we've never met, and I've been following him for some time and I didn't know he knew of me, but this news between Erica and Tom, he shot right into my DMs and he said, Casey, question mark, exclamation point, I can't do this today.
God bless him. Can we get him on the podcast? Time will tell.
Time will tell. I'm not going to ask right away because we need, this will probably really turn him off that I read a personal message.
I think this is a call to the universe and us just putting it out there for him.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you. His husband came on and was
exactly
lovely.
And I wrote him back and I just said, I can't meet these emotional demands. I couldn't meet the demands of what this split was asking of me. And again, Brad, I really hope you're not upset that I shared our personal correspondence.
Now, what do you think this means for the future of Erica, for Tom, for Mikey? Like what?
I think Mikey, if anyone's safe in all this, it's Mikey. Okay.
I don't know because can we afford to keep Mikey on?
Wow, I didn't think of that, Danielle.
on the tab. Like he basically.
I didn't think of this.
I just worry because I'm not saying she won't get a great divorce settlement, and she's obviously making good money on her own.
Right. She will get a settlement, and I could see when this earthly plane releases Tom, I could see him still including her.
Are you crying?
It's a mix.
I don't know what emotions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This has been a crazy day. I love Tom, and I just feel like something really bad went down if she couldn't hold on a little longer.
Well,
okay, our guest is going nuts in the Zoom and we have to bring her on. She really wants to get in here. And look, do I like that we don't have an American guest today? No. Our guest is our dear friend.
Did she properly vote?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now things are looking up. Our guest has not been on in a while, which is a real bummer. She has been tending to baby twins. She's the gorgeous, funny, lovely stylist to the stars. At least this B-level one. Clare Mukherjee.
Ladies, hello!
Hello! Thank you for being with us on this monumental day.
What a bloody day. And by the way, I need to announce I am an American citizen, Casey and Danielle.
Well, you don't sound like one. No,
I mean, I can do the American
Where are the
accent
receipts,
for the rest
Claire? Where are the receipts?
Show us.
Sweetie.
No, I'm a dual citizen. I have an American passport and an English one. So I very proudly voted for only joking, Joe Biden!
I thought you were going to say Dr. Jill Biden.
Oh, yeah.
Like, well, hey.
Well, I voted for her too. I love Jill, by the way. I think she's really chic if we want to get into some fashion.
Love Jill.
And
you know who else I think is chic? And I'm going to throw this right out there. And I thank her very, very deeply for the work that she's been doing in Arizona is Ms. Cindy McCain.
Yes. She's
Trump
classic.
has been eviscerated the memory of John McCain, who I personally really love, and I don't give a fuck what anyone wants to email me. I think he's an American hero, and Trump just went off on him out of jealousy, and Cindy has been pounding the pavement, and I'll tell you what, the people of Arizona do not like the way Trump has desecrated this man.
Wow.
His memory.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll leave it there.
Also, you know who's chic. If we're let's talk chic politicians.
And we got to talk the hottest anchors. Go on.
Stacey Abrams.
Oh, thank you, Stacey.
She goes for good dual tones. That's one thing I'll say about Stacey. Yeah.
And Kamala. Let's not forget about Kamala.
Well, you know that Kamala, and I'm half Indian. She's half Indian. And I know. But a lot of people don't know, guys. I think it's kind of shocking. A lot of people don't realize she's half Indian. So yeah, I absolutely love Kamala. Oh my God.
And her, and I just shout out, her and I have the same colorist for our hair. Shout out.
And really?
Quick shout out to Doug, who I rode next to on a JetBlue Mint flight once, and we talked.
and also know that I was in coach during the same flight. Casey was like, "Oh my God, you're never gonna guess who I sat next to," and I was like, "Please don't tell me." I was like, "I don't fucking know." Yeah. And she's like, "I sat next to Mr. Kamala Harris." Basically,
I call him Doug Harris.
Doug Harris,
first man.
She was like, "Didn't you exchange numbers or something?"
Yeah, we did. Now, in a very above board way, because Jane Club was starting, and I was thinking, "Gosh, could we get her to speak?" And he was lovely. He's like, "Please reach out." He loved everything that Jane Club was doing, and he was lovely. And
is that how she came to the Jane Club, through you and JetBlue?
Actually, I don't think so. I think she found another way in. I think I'm not sure, but Doug stays in my heart forever. I'm on a text chain with some gals. I just want to say there's also been a lot of news anchors that I have really come to want to have sex with. And I'll tell you, the first one up there is John King on CNN.
John King is tiring me a little bit. But he's tired, so I get it.
Yeah.
I like that other guy, the one with the khaki pants that's doing like all the numbers.
Oh, yeah. David loves him too. I'm also John King can get it. John Ossoff can get it.
John Ossoff.
Yeah.
Why are you called John? That's my question.
No, John Ossoff can get it. I went so far down on about his wife, who's an OBGYN. Like, I went down a wormhole on John Ossoff.
Yeah. Oh.
He's married. He went to like school in London, the London School of Economics. Like, he's a fucking king. He's from Atlanta. He went to the Pi Dea school.
I will bend over for John Ossoff.
He's married to like some emergency OBGYN
of course
in
Atlanta. Well,
they're both
let me know
geniuses.
if that marriage gets unstable. Also, I'll tell you who's aging backwards is Rachel Maddow. Just throwing that out there. And
she's amazing.
Kornacki. Woo! 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 And did you? Okay, I'm just telling you. But there's been some real lookers. Every last one of them. Jake Tapper. Don't get me started. Don't get me started on Cuomo. Ooh.
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
Ooh.
Well, Chelsea Handler's after Cuomo as well. Did you see that? Did you read about that?
Yes.
Honestly, she asked him out, and he said yes, but then never got back to her. Apparently,
I think he's married.
Andrew? Oh, we're talking about
Andrew. We're talking Chris, but guess what? But Claire, I'm right there in with Andrew too.
Yeah, I fancy them both, to be honest. I mean, who'd say no to either of them?
That woman, Jill Kargman, she did make me laugh. She tweeted that she's a homosexual. And I will tell you, I was so excited when it was like really, really getting exciting this morning, like things are going our way. And I did text you and I'm like, I will engage in a 4-way with Governor Cuomo, Chris Cuomo, and their late father, Mario Cuomo.
Oh my God, Mario!
I'll get into them all.
They're just real, like, Italian guys, aren't they? They're just like hairy chests and big dicks, basically.
Wow.
My mum says she's going to listen to this. I shouldn't have said that, but surely they have big willies. I mean,
absolutely.
Come on, you can tell just by looking at their faces.
Sorry, 2 more. Don Lemon, Van Jones.
Don Lemon can always get it. He's been on my list, my kiss list.
Jim Acosta. Ooh. Zachary Cohen. You know I love a Jewish man. And then you throw a commentator, and then he's tapping on a map. And he's turning things from red to blue. Ooh, I am like attracted to everyone right now. I'll take all of you.
I like when they do math in their heads. I'm always like, ooh.
Yeah. Can I just say something? As Casey's friend outside of this, I'm telling you, she is just as boy crazy off the mic as she is on. Absolutely. She is not putting this on, ladies and gentlemen, listeners.
God, no. Okay? I'll take all comers.
She fancies everyone.
Anyone I meet, I'm like, ooh, yes.
Casey always turns to me. There'll just be a man who's just like, gives us a little of attention. Like even just like a sound man at a live show. And Sydney, like anyone who treats us with just a tiny bit of respect. And Casey just turns to me and goes, I'm attracted to him.
Because that's the state of the world we're in, ladies. You got to take what you can get and who you can get. Now, by the way, I'm going to have to throw a quick shout out into my husband because I think he's a very attractive man. So I'm not looking to step out.
No.
But some of those.
But you're looking for someone else to step in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Call them in. Wow, guys. Okay. Let's just take a quick break and we will be right back and we will dive in with Claire. I'm so excited to hear what she has to say. Of course, we've got Potomac really cooking with gas. Below Deck?
Below Deck, guys, I'm in.
Premiered, I'm in.
Me too.
Very excited about Below Deck. I know it took me some time,
Yeah.
but I'm into Below Deck, and I'm so happy I'm with you guys on this journey.
I think Southern Charm has nothing to offer us.
No.
Yeah.
Got nothing.
I'm going to leave it over there.
Southern Charm.
But I'm excited. Let's come right back. Claire, before we dive into Potomac, do you have just any thoughts you just quickly want to blanket us with about fashion?
Oh, God. Well, I'm not going to be buying one of Robyn Dixon's baseball hats. I'll tell you that. Okay. They
Fair
really
enough.
take me back to like 2003, 2004 Forever 21.
Right. Right.
You mean exactly when I was shopping there, when I was forever probably 31 at this
Well, I think that's why I'm throwing back there, because that's when I used to spend all my time in Forever 21. But no, they're truly horrifying. Eye-cat print, pink leopard, some roses with a few little cheetah dots, a little bit of eye-cat on Karen Huger. But again, even though they're horrifying, I'm a big fan of Robyn. So if we can help her like squash down some of that 90 grand debt, then let's just buy some of the hats, I suppose.
Yeah, Robyn is so like everything else. She's very chill about her debt.
She's so fucking chill about it. This isn't spare change.
There was someone who made a really funny comment yesterday.
Yeah, Danielle, that was incredibly funny. So, oh no, bravo. They wrote, I really had me laughing. Nevada is the Robyn Dixon of this election. Underestimated, underappreciated, but a crucial piece of the puzzle. Oh, and always late, like actually missing a flight late. And Robyn Dixon 10 responded with, this is a fair analogy. I love it so much. Now, Robyn was very early, actually, this week.
And last week, too, when she came went to the Sip and See. She's been really...
I feel like producers were like, Robyn, we're paying you. Get there.
But Robyn actually just got the time wrong for the Sip and See, didn't she?
Yeah.
It wasn't like she was early on purpose. She just got the time wrong.
Probably, but still, nonetheless, she
We'll give her some credit. We'll give her some credit.
Yeah, those hats are quite unfortunate.
I have to say, though, I do think that out of all of the franchises, Potomac receives the gold medal for the worst fashion.
Okay.
Really? More than OC?
More than
Disagreed.
OC?
More than
when
OC?
I think about Gina Kirschenwanker, then yeah, you might be right. But no, it's pretty shocking.
Worse.
Like when Giselle turned up at the the afternoon
Let's
tea
not
place
take all the women down for Giselle. You know what I mean? Like Giselle doesn't represent all the women on that show. Her fashion is terrible, but I will say, Karen Huger, I like her fashion for her.
Danielle,
I didn't mind Candiace's cute little heels with the feathers on the back.
I didn't mind those either.
No, guys. This is not okay. It's horribly garish.
Okay. I'll give you Giselle when she turned up, as you would say, in that dusty rose pink. What was it? A doily with many hanging parts.
Mm-hmm.
What about, I just the fact that Karen turned up to an English sort of tea room wearing a head-to-toe sequin zip jumpsuit.
I loved it. I loved every second of it.
And Robyn in her studded pantsuit. It's just also, I do feel like they've said to each other, come on, girls, let's really just go for it this season. Let's really dial it up a notch. So they're just throwing a lot of sequins and studs at themselves.
But here's what I'll say. It's a new franchise. And I always see this, like, as they grow, I think they kind of, like, remember when Lisa Rinna started and she looked awful? And then it was like, season by season, they hire people.
I know.
You know what I mean? But I've always said Giselle is the Kyle, where it's just no matter the amount. And I don't know if Giselle's hired someone, and I hope she will. But I think Kyle's cycled through a few people, but we're not going to change the bones. By bones, I mean the fashion sense that is innate to one.
Her natural inclinations towards caftans.
And I put myself in that category with the women of Potomac. Okay.
Okay. Casey on her birthday, guys, listeners, sent me a photo of herself in her outfit saying, this is the true me, Claire. This is who I really am in my heart. And she was wearing a tutu and a fake Gucci belt.
And a real Gucci bathing suit, black with gold outline, tons of gold, huge jewelry, and a black turban.
And, embrace it. It's fine. But if we're going to talk fashion, though, it really, every time I watch Potomac, I cringe. I really do. And we talked about Giselle's house.
Well, yes, we've said that the fashion from her body has dripped onto her house. One begets the other.
Much. I think she's trying to be extra, and it's just extra awful. basically.
Okay, wow. These are harsh reviews.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
That's okay. I personally put, and again, I don't have a great fashion sense, but I do put OC, then Potomac. Or I'm sorry, Potomac, then OC.
Yeah. I would say OC is the worst, then Dallas.
What?
Then Dallas is terrible fashion.
God,
Claire.
I got a throwback. Sure enough with Leanne. Okay, sure enough with Brandy. Let me go down the list. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Deandra?
Yeah, Deandra with her turquoise jewelry and stuff.
Cam?
No, I still don't think it's as bad as Potomac.
Okay. You're wrong.
Who do you think? See, I think the best, it goes Atlanta, New York.
For sure. Atlanta, then Beverly Hills, then New York.
Yeah, okay.
You know whose style I love is Marlo, because that's me.
Marlo has the best.
I've said this before on this podcast. She is a queen of fashion. I think she's incredible. She brings it and she does it well. She doesn't just bring it and just throw shit at herself. Like, I know she does throw a lot of labels and whatnot, but she does it with style and pizzazz. I fucking love her.
Yeah.
I love her.
She's amazing.
And I might tie Atlanta with New York. But what I love is that they're like, oh, we're on a television show. We're going to bring it. We're going to turn out our hair. We're going to turn out our looks. Like, we're going to give you something new to look at. And then I do like Dorit.
Yes. What about Garcelle? Garcelle brought us some fashion.
She sure did. She brought a sophisticated fashion, I thought.
And I also really enjoyed when they all turned up wearing that pink dress or variations of the theme.
And then Robyn showed up in a Potomac, so it really kept it going.
She wore it too. Yeah. No, I think Garcelle was fabulous. I loved some of her looks.
What do you think about Erica Jane's looks?
Erica, I really appreciate how much effort she puts into it. I think her and Dorit are kind of head runners there. They're sort of competing with each other. And I think it eggs them both on. Like, who's going to have the better necklace? Who's going to have the better wig or better... They're both kind of front runners, I'd say. I think they're neck and neck. But I think Dorit probably wins because she is just so thirsty for admiration.
Yeah.
Whereas Erica, I feel, is a little bit more like, if you love me, you love me. If you don't, you don't.
Right. Hey, good American accent.
Oh, I'm great at an American accent. But I feel like with Dorit, she like really, really wants to impress. Okay. She spends all of PK's non-existent money.
You know what? I think the worst fashion, and I know everyone pegs Teddy, and of course it was terrible. I thought Sutton was worse.
Guys, Casey, hold on there.
Go ahead.
I loved Sutton. I loved her haute couture, her straight off the runway looks, her custom. I loved her little A-line mini dresses. I loved her excessive hair clippery.
She always looked like she was on Toddlers and Tiaras.
Yeah, she did. You're right. And I loved it. Look, she's a petite, small woman. She's got a dolly look anyway. Her face is rather doll-like. And I feel like okay, this is the thing. I feel like Dorit just jumps around from one aesthetic to the next. I feel like Sutton has her look and she sticks to it. And I actually appreciate that. Whereas I feel like Dorit's just clasping at a million straws. Today, I'm going to be 90s supermodel. Tomorrow, I'm going to be a 70s hippie. Today I'm going to be a 2000s Gigi Hadid.
But that's what Sutton I like about her. But here's my question genuinely about fashion. So Sutton's got all the money in the world to just get the most, the best things. What I think of Sutton is that she goes into a store, a just unbelievably expensive store, but picks the worst thing in the line.
No, I don't think that's true.
Okay. So do you think if someone just goes in and has a lot of money, it just still doesn't mean you have fashion?
Oh, absolutely not. Money don't buy you class.
As the Countess said to us years ago, money doesn't buy you class, my friends.
It doesn't. It doesn't buy you class.
We're going to take a break and come back. Should we talk about the actual episode besides the hats? One of the saddest moments for me was seeing Monique flyering for her podcast. Now, as a person who has flyered many times, about 20 years ago when flyers were a thing, before we really had like Facebook or Instagram or many ways to get the word out, to flyer like in a park or at a restaurant.
And I think
sad to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, again, Danielle, we have a podcast. And so I think we can hopefully speak to this, which is that I don't know that Monique needs to be jumping so quickly to live shows. I think if anything, just put it out there and let it grow, let the listenership grow. And then we don't need to, see with our eyes how many people are listening.
But didn't she already do the live show and then to fly? Or was that then just messing up the time of it? Because the live show was 2 weeks ago's episode. So then she was flying for another live show or just for the podcast.
I think she's doing a lot of live shows, like a series of them. And I just think, and also like, I mean, maybe we're wrong about this, Danielle, but when we do a live show, we don't like cater it, you know?
No. And maybe we should be, and maybe that's our
right.
fault.
And we could be taking a page from Monique for sure if we must. But okay, now whose side are you on, Claire, in the Candiace Monique of it all?
Well, it's look, I can't deny that there's an element of sort of blurriness, isn't there? Because Candiace is excruciatingly annoying. She was kind of winding up Monique, but the way that Monique responded, I mean, I literally didn't breathe for the whole fight. I was shooketh. Oh God, she was just so violent and just was in it. And the fact that she wanted to go back for more and more and wouldn't leave her. And then was like racing
That's
after
the part
the
I
car.
liked most.
Oh my God. And the bit when she was being held back by the PA and she was like, let me go in, Trevor, or Kevin, whatever his name was. Let me back in, let me back in, let me back in. So having seen the whole thing and seeing the chasing after the car, I'm on Candiace's side, but I don't think Candiace should be pressing charges and, you know, taking it as far as she can go when this woman has children.
She has children, like 5 to 6 years, like some community service, some anger management courses.
Yeah. And that's why it's great. And that's why it's fuzzy. And that's why it's hard for us to, you know, be really, really clear on it, because obviously Candiace is not a reasonable young woman.
Here's the take I love most of all, and that is Miss Karen Hugers, which she's like, there might be something very wrong with her medically.
She was like, I need to see if she's well before I form an opinion.
And you know what? I really respect Karen for that. And that's why I think we love Karen, because
I love her so much.
The fact that she wants to give her the benefit of the doubt. And I think it's actually really sensible. And it's a sign of somebody who's lived a bit more, to give Monique that sort of room and acceptance until she really knows the full picture. Because the way that Monique did react, it obviously means that something really stressful might have happened to her in the past for her to be that reaction.
Absolutely. And I think we heard about that, you know, and I know I keep saying this, but we put such a premium on like holding our anger in. Okay, now I know what you're thinking at home. Like, I know what you're saying. Like, of course she shouldn't have behaved like that, but I felt like she was showing remorse that initial time.
She wasn't.
She didn't show remorse, but that she has now since. She was still, remember, high on the adrenaline for about a week and a half afterwards.
No, but she kept saying that. But then I'm sure the show gave us some proof about how she wasn't, and that she was saying how she blacked out and she couldn't remember anything. But then it cut to her with the PA saying, I did this and I did that. She like remembered it all, guys.
But I think she was still in that, I will say in her defense, I think she was still in that mode, even when she was talking with the PA afterwards and she was still angry. I think she knew everything then, and then her heartbeat slowed down, and then like reality set in and everything left her. Like, I think those were almost like two different.
But typically, reality sets in right away. You know, like the next morning, reality.
Not for her. I will say, look, we know there's issues there, and I think there's anger there, and I think she is an overwhelmed mother, as I have been myself.
And bird owner.
I wonder if the bird pushed her over the edge. Like, maybe when you're potty training a bird, that's no small feat.
That's hard. That's hard.
Having 18-month-old twins and a 4-year-old, and now
a bird.
But Claire can speak to this.
No, but relating to Monique with the 3 kids, what the fuck is she doing taking on a bird as well? My God, when I watched that, I was like, why do you need a bird when you've got 3 children? I've got 3 children. I could never have a bird as well, worrying about a bird shitting in a toilet.
No.
What the heck is she doing? I think that her and her husband are also very unhappy, guys.
Really?
I think there's some real shit going on behind the scenes there as well.
Really?
I think I'm not taking that with a grain of salt. I feel like she's over it. She was wanting to go out on dates or be treated. I think knowing as well what it's like to have, 3 kids, very young ones. it takes its toll on a marriage, guys, and I think she's feeling it. And I think that, as am I.
I would like everyone to know that we are watching Claire's face.
Are you okay?
Today's not well.
Today's meant to be a happy day.
Yeah.
It's been a long week, guys. It's been a really long week on so many levels. It's just too much. Because we also had the time difference, didn't we? Young children and time differences and election week.
Do you think it was the time difference that did this to Monique?
Yeah, maybe it was. Maybe this was when we sprang forward.
Maybe it was. No, but I think that they're miserable. I really do. So I think there was probably some of that when she'd had a couple of glasses of wine.
But isn't everybody that has small kids?
Yeah, aren't we all though? Is that an excuse? Because we all are.
It's not. It's not an excuse. That's why I'm saying, like, she might have had. We've all had awful. Well, not all of us, thankfully, but we, those of us who have had stressful childhoods or have had some awful things happen to them or experienced loss. It doesn't mean that we can beat up the annoying girl in our friend group. It doesn't make it okay.
I wish it did.
So
I know Casey's like, look, hindsight's 2020.
But that's why we have to get punching bags for our spells at home.
Can we talk about someone else that I'm turning on right now?
Yeah.
And that is, I'm turning on Giselle.
Oh,
what?
Oh, because of the sneaky Karen.
I don't like.
Because of the outfit she showed up in?
No, we've all been aware of that. That hasn't been the factor. There are two things that upset me this week with Giselle.
I think I know.
One is the Karen stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like she's pretending to be a friend. And they all do this shit. But her pretending to be a friend to Karen is so shady.
All nicey at the tea room. All nicey at the tea room. And then fucking going behind her back. Yeah, I felt the same.
And that transition was unbelievable. Robyn was like, well, but here's the thing, Danielle. LaDame literally... unknowingly, while she was coming there, she was like, this is lovely. And then suddenly she was like, now, Robyn, tell me about your money issues. And then Giselle was like, and Karen, tell us about your money issues.
But I liked it because Karen comes out with it. She doesn't pretend it's anything else.
Yeah.
She didn't pretend. She's saying, I'm coming to you right away to say this is going on. I'm not going to pretend it's not happening. Let's clear the air so it doesn't have to be. I respected that as opposed to Giselle saying, let's have tea. Let's have fun. Let's have a girls' day. And then laying it out there in this really backhanded way. I just thought it was shady and Karen is more direct in my mind. And then the other thing that bothered me about Giselle was when Ashley was breastfeeding in front of her reaction to it was so creeped out. I was like, where the fuck are we? You have 3 kids of your own. Like, let the woman breastfeed. Why are you reacting like she's like farting in front of you?
I know.
So
I noted that too. I think Giselle, though, is very, and this is the thing as well that we've talked about, like as the seasons progress, they get stylists and they get savvier about how to work the show. Okay, and how to be the star or how to create or how to placate the producer.
Giselle's got some Rinna in her. She's producing, but I haven't turned on it yet the way I have with Rinna.
Right. We're not at the Rinna stage yet. We're in the beginning stages.
I'm still having fun with Giselle. Like, I'm not having fun with Rinna anymore, so I'm still having fun with Giselle. I still like her. I'm glad she's on the show. Whereas Rinna, I was like, get her gone. Giselle, I'm still having fun with. I'm just turning on, every week. I feel something new, but this week she was really bumming me out.
She reacted to the breastfeeding because she was producing. She was like, "Oh, this can be a little moment where I have a weird reaction and I can be interesting."
But it felt so like 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're beyond as women, like another woman breastfeeding.
Can we talk about Jamal as well? And when he was in the car and he was like so like floppy and I'm just sort of not there. I don't get it.
When he turned it around on her.
Yes, it was a bit of gaslighting, wasn't it?
He was gaslighting
strange.
For sure. When she was like, are we going to be together? And he's like, I've been waiting for you to ask. It's like, you are, come on, man.
She was so pleased. She appeared somebody so strong or who likes to put out such strength. It really is throwing me how she's back with him and how she is around
sometimes
him.
That's the way. Yeah. And it's sad to see.
She's always had a soft spot for him. And even though she's so smart, she's not smart around him.
I think it's hard. I think he's both, her kid's father, but also I do think there's an element sometimes that is a bit human nature, which is like, you want someone, if someone cheats on you or like if you're fired, you want them to want you back in a way, or you want to like conquer that. But I do feel Giselle has a little that thing where it's like, when a girlfriend will be like, you've got, or anyone, a guy will say about his boyfriend, like, you've got to meet him. Like, you're going to die. He's so unbelievable. And then you meet him and you're like, oh, this is the, like everything he does. She's like, oh, Jamal. I'm like, ooh.
No, I don't get it. And I don't get how he's such a sort of captivating, charismatic.
I mean, I am attracted to him. I am. I'd love him to hand me a restaurant chain.
Oh, that restaurant chain.
I feel you can tell by the way, again, that the kids react, whether this should be happening. And I think we have to judge by them. And I think we know through them that this is not going to end well.
Right. Okay.
There isn't even a rice grain of enthusiasm from them, is there?
So I trust their children. They know what's best. They love their dad. They love their mom, but they know that this is not right. And I think that they see the way he plays her.
Now, speaking of familial strife, I felt really bad for Dr. Wendy's husband and everything going on with his family.
Yeah, it's sad.
And when they were having the sip and see and he was kind of hoping his mom would come, that's terrible. He has zero contact with his family and it's clearly like really hard on him. And he's sweet.
He's lovely, isn't he? I think he's gorgeous. What a gorgeous man. And what beautiful children.
I like Dr. Wendy. She's here's the thing. I love her too. I absolutely love her too. And I really liked that confrontation between her and Karen. Like them going head to head is what we needed. And it's the wheels are turning. And when Karen said, you may be very intelligent, but you're also very ignorant. I was like, ooh.
Wait, Karen imitated her and then they all started doing
that was it. That was one of my best moments of Housewives in a long fucking time when they were all doing the creep.
I worry that Wendy doesn't have a sense of humor about herself.
Well, she doesn't. You should be worried.
Yes, because the way like Karen Huger, as much as she takes herself seriously and she's the grande dame, she has a true sense of humor. Like she can snap back. But when they were sort of making fun, Wendy just gets pissed, but she can't sort of like be funny back. So that's, obviously she's super smart and super amazing in so many other ways and has 5 degrees, but I don't know where the sense of humor is coming from.
They kind of shook it out of her when they started impersonating and they went around the table and then someone made a funny joke and then she was like, okay, let's just go.
Yes, because she was like, I can't
This is my way out.
She didn't know what direction to go. And the rest of the group, once the rest of the group joined in, they led her. They're like, this is the path to go because that other path is not going to work. This path is the way to go. And I thought that.
But there's the sign of a new housewife, I guess. She's being sort of trained, isn't she? And she sort of followed their lead and now she's like, oh, that's how we can navigate these situations. So I think hopefully we'll see more senses of humor out of Wendy as it progresses, as she picks up on how it works.
My worry with Wendy is that, she's so sensible, and that's a hard place to be for my housewives. I like them erratic and, unhinged, kind of circling the drain emotionally. And she's very together.
Look, it's nice to have one person
You're right.
with a really, really great education who's going to host, get the vote out, for her community. And I welcome it. I think we need a little bit of it. Come on, guys.
Yep.
We need some of this. We need some PhDs in the mix. Okay.
I would like to just quote Karen, of course, because I love her. And this was her quote of the episode. I've been blessed with the spirit of entrepreneur and I'm doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
She is. Yeah. Now, Danielle, we talked about this in a plug Harper's Bazaar interview this week, but I don't want Karen and Ray, believe me, I think Ray needs to be supportive of her, not only because it sounds like she's bailing him out with money, but also because these are her dreams and she wants to be an entrepreneur. Wonderful. But I don't want their marriage to die on the hill of that perfume scent. If it was a different scent, maybe. I could see a marriage crumbling around a different scent.
Yeah, or maybe even a pair of pants or a fashion line or
some even joggers, even a toaster.
Yes. I'm just going to say even a toaster.
But this perfume isn't it. I just want to so that's my advice to Karen, but find another thing to destroy your marriage on. But this is not where we land. This is not the hill to die on.
I agree, Danielle. Any other thoughts on Potomac?
I just feel really awful for Karen, guys. I really feel awful for Karen that she's finally had it actually makes me want to cry that she's like given so much to this marriage. She stood by this man. She bailed him out. It makes me want to cry. And she's finally having her moment. She's having her moment on the show. It's her time to shine. You know, she's really clearly enjoying herself. This is just such an exciting thing to happen for her. And look at this bloody husband. Just doesn't have any kind of support for her, isn't pleased for her. It's just all about him. And especially when he's let her down as well and she saved him. It really, really breaks my heart for her, actually. And there's a part of me, and I love how devoted she is to him and how much she wants to make this work. When he said he didn't love her, I literally, or he wasn't sure, I started to cry. And she reminds me a lot of my mum's friends who would give, you know, in the 80s and whatnot, 70s and 80s, all the mums like devoted themselves to their doctor husbands and whatnot. And I just really feel for her, and I hope she doesn't stick with him. I hope, or he comes to his senses. Yeah, I've really got a lot of love for Karen and a lot of empathy for her, and I hope that she gets all that she deserves, which is a lot.
Beautiful, Claire.
And I just had one last thought, which was that
beautiful.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off,
Danielle. I mean, that was a speech. I know it might turn Karen's life around.
Yeah, just sorry, I was busy thinking about myself.
Yeah, go ahead. Much like Ray.
Well, exactly.
I had a moment where I cried too in the episode, not to be outdone, when Candiace got signed by the record producer. Like, again.
Okay.
No.
Sorry, no, couldn't give a shit.
I cared. I just felt like, again, is she my favorite person on the show? No. But when you see someone achieving a dream that has long been sort of in their soul, I like to see someone achieve something that they didn't think that they could do. And so,
Danielle, she's a phony. She's only getting signed because she's on the show. If she's willing to like potentially imprison a person that she knows who has 3 kids, I'm just horrified. I just don't even want to know about her. I'd happily not see her.
Look, these were both beautiful soliloquies. They were both moving in their own ways. They took me on a ride emotionally, both of them. But I do have to agree with Claire that, first of all, when I had to hear her sing so off key, it didn't,
But as an off-key singer myself.
Right. Maybe and I think we're getting to the heart of the matter.
With the dream.
And at least it wasn't Happy Birthday. She only ever sings Happy Birthday normally, doesn't she?
But with a dream myself of being signed. I just feel
right. That's what it was, Tanya.
And that's right. And maybe, honestly, we've had people, listeners reach out. Maybe people are in that position, Danielle.
Just
that could
anyone,
reach out.
Give a call, give a shout, give a DM.
Give us something. Guys, we have to wrap up because we have to do a shorter podcast today. Below Deck, I think we could get into a little more next week. We were meeting the cast of characters.
Yes, and I'm excited. I did not love seeing the captain in a tank top. That was a low of the episode. I will say I love him so much. I have so much respect for him, but seeing him tanked up was, I don't like seeing him as just like a Florida fisherman. You know what I mean? Like I need to see him in a position of authority.
Right. Yeah. And I'm worried about Chef Rachel. She will commit murder.
She's a little unhinged.
She's on the edge.
Oh,
she's on the edge.
Yeah. She's on the edge.
I think she has sex with the lobsters that she cooks.
Ooh,
that's what I think.
Snap.
I think she's in. Yeah, I think she has some kind of inappropriate relationship with her food in the fridge.
Right, with the caviar and the lobsters. They're snapping at her clit. Okay. Guys, today is a wild day. Before we go, 2 quick announcements, Danielle. One is that this upcoming week, again, so much great news flooding in. Salt Lake City descends upon us. And Danielle and I are going to attempt, and I have a better handle on the Instagram Live technology than I did at one time in the beginning of the quarantine when we simply had people logging on and we froze multiple times. But
I had to be on the floor of my bathroom in order to get a signal, and that was tough.
I got a ring light. I know my angles. Like you're going to see us turn it out, and we're just going to discuss. So please think about joining us. We'll post on our Instagram. That's just for some fun to be had. And then the last thing.
Guys, we have stuff in our shop, our Christmas shop. We have new Bitch Sesh stuff coming right in time for the holidays. We have Bitch Sesh ornaments. We have Bitch Sesh stockings. We even have a Bitch Sesh pajama onesie.
I gotta tell you guys,
really chic.
Really Danielle, Claire. It's more of a cozy item, but I have to tell you guys, this stuff is funny as fuck. They really make me laugh. We'll post about them, but they're just fun little somethings if you want to gift anyone or yourself. We've got a stocking that says garbage person. We've got a bitch sesh onesie. It's got some great things on it. We've got ornaments, happy holidays from the lower level. We've got some very important ornaments with Danielle and our cartoons. It's a tough cartoon of Danielle, but I think you might want it on your tree. And of course, we've got our Not Gonna Take That On shirts and pins, and we're so excited. Guys, what a day. I'd like to close out with a toast, and we have some very, very wonderful wines to toast with. Bravo has sent us a care package of 3 of their new wines. They have a wine line.
Yes.
Bravo!
Yes, it's Real Housewives wine. We have 3 different flavors. We have a red blend, Sauvignon Blanc, and a rosé. Should each of us try one of the different ones?
Absolutely.
I'm going to try in case you're a rosé person, I think you should try the rosé.
I mean, I'd like to, if I mean.
I'll try the red, and why don't you try the Sauvignon Blanc?
I would love to. I love a Sauvignon Blanc. Or a Sauvignon Blanc, as we like to call it.
Okay,
the bottles are beautiful.
They're beautiful. I'm trying to see if they have names. This one says...
No, Real Housewives Rosé. I love the label,
I do, too. It's actually kind of chic.
Yeah
it is.
Now I'm drinking out of a coffee mug. I'm at my office.
I'm drinking out of a water tumbler.
Well, I'm drinking out of a child's sippy cup. I wish everyone could see Casey's assistant drop me off children's sippy cups.
You know what? This is like one of those like mom movies where it's like moms are like, "Rah!" Like we're all crazy.
Mom wine in the day. All right,
guys. Big cheers to Joe Biden and
Kamala Harris.
To Kamala Harris.
We love you guys.
And to you all.
And to you all, thank you for helping, hooefully, this become a reality, and for fighting the good fight in every single way, and for voting.
Okay, I'm taking a sip. Shall we give one word for each?
Gooseberries.
What was that?
Gooseberries. Do you not have those in America?
I don't know what that is.
Gooseberries.
Like a made-up Willy Wonka fruit or something.
You say it's a fruit.
Gooseberries.
Gooseberries.
You're like, Daddy, I want a gooseberry for Christmas.
I love gooseberry crumble.
Is it gooseberry?
What? Gooseberry. Well, yeah, bet gooseberry. Yeah, it's gooseberry.
Okay.
You drunk already, Claire?
Okay.
I am. No, okay, should I change it then? Refreshing.
Oh, great.
Okay. I'm going to say with my red blend, just right.
Oh,
I like it.
Now I'm going to say a word that's not normally associated with the rosé, but I like it, especially in the colder months. It's like full-bodied rosé, if you know what I mean.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really like it.
Not crisp.
I will say, I think these are so good because they're not made by Housewives. You know, like
you don't think the witches of WeHo have a great red blend?
You know what? Andy just came out and said that Vanderpump is going to have an amazing season coming up.
Yes,
really?
I saw
that. I'm excited.
I hope they feature the fallout with Stacey and Kristen, or Kristen and all of the rest. I want to see how they handle it. But Jax should have gone.
Oh, yeah.
Jax should have gone.
Sure.
Like, what the... And so should have Brittany. I mean, to be honest, they're all hideous people, aren't they? But, I'm drunk.
Are you kidding?
I feel a bit drunk.
Wow.
I haven't eaten anything yet because of my cleanse.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
To do a cleanse in the middle of a pandemic and election week is a shock and not a smart decision.
Because I piled on the pandemic pounds. Okay. It's delicious, but I am a bit drunk.
Aren't we all? Drunk with happiness. Drunk with power.
What a week.
What a week. Love to you all. Thank you so much, Clare Mukherjee. Where can we find you on social media?
Oh, gosh. At Clare Mukherjee on Instagram. At Clare Mukherjee.
Give us a spelling on that.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to. ClareMukherjee, J for Jeremy, double A.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Wonderful.
And Caitlin, our amazing editor, thank you so much.
And Renee, our producer, thank you, Earwolf. And thank you, as always, Danielle.
And I'd like to thank America.
Yes. I guess no one's going to thank me. Okay.
Thank you, Casey Rose. Thank you, Casey Rose. Yeah, no one thanks Casey Rose.
Thank you. Love to you all. See you next week.